Hello, Option, you Movie Madman, and I'm back. And today's really exciting for me because I get to talk about one of the reddest 4K Blu-rays that I've bought in a very long time. Today, we're going to talk about Alien Romulus. Look at that red. Now, I did find out as I was making the video for this, or getting ready to make the video for this, that I've only ever talked about the second Aliens, or Aliens as you might put it. It is the second one, you know that. I've only ever talked about that film on this channel before, so I'm going to make the most of this moment. I'm going to show you the back cover and not forget. And we're going to unbox this, and I'm going to grab all my other Alien 4Ks. And I'm going to talk about all of them, so very packed video for you today. But let's do this bit first. So let's take the slip cover off, and let's get the plastic off of this. And let's have a look at the inside, eh? Cool, so you've got a really nice 4K disc there with some original artwork, and some original artwork on the Blu-ray there as well. A nice reddish Blu-ray, so I quite like that. And a black 4K disc, but it doesn't matter because this is red and this is red, so it's very red. So let's have a look at this first. It's not on Disney Plus yet, so I can't look at that, but there is a Blu-ray in here, so I can look at that, and the 4K disc obviously. And then I'll grab all my other Alien stuff, and we're going to go through all of them. Very exciting for you. Stay there and I'll be right back. Right, so here's Alien Romulus for you. Before we go into this, I'm going to talk about the other ones that I haven't talked about before. So going to start with Prometheus here. Now, a lot of you will probably say Prometheus isn't very good because it doesn't really have any aliens in it unless you include the engineers here. And yeah, to be fair, it's completely understandable if you went into a prequel for Alien expecting aliens and didn't get any aliens. I'm not surprised you were a little bit disappointed, but to be fair, I quite enjoyed Prometheus, I'm not going to lie. It's an origin story, so it's the birth of the aliens, really, isn't it? Even though it's not really, is it? It's more the birth of the face huggers. There's a xenomorph at the end, sort of, if you call that a xenomorph. 4K wise though, this is probably one of the best looking 4K films that I own. If I ever get around to doing a top 10 4K list of the 4Ks that I own, this is definitely going to be in there. But yeah, this looks incredible. I'll tell you that, from the opening 20th Century Fox logo all the way to the end, it just looks amazing. So if you're looking for a reference quality, good way to display your 4K kind of movie, this is a really incredible looking 4K film, and it's really good sound as well. From what I understand, there's no Dolby Vision on the disc or Dolby Atmos, but you do get both on Disney Plus. So definitely, if you're not that keen on Prometheus but you want some really good looking 4K, it's really good looking 4K. Then we have Alien Covenant. Again, I think a lot of people were a little disappointed with Alien Covenant. I will join the crowd of people that liked it. Granted, they use CGI aliens in this for most of the film. The aliens are CGI. I'm pretty sure they're more practical towards the end, but definitely in the first 3/4 of the film, I would have said they mainly use CGI aliens, which a lot of people didn't like. And to be fair, it is one of the things that sticks out a little bit in the 4K disc, but I really liked the original births. I'm going to tell you that, the alien coming out of a guy's back or the alien coming out of someone's mouth, it was nice to see the aliens coming out from somewhere other than just coming out of the chest. So I was quite happy about that. It does kind of leave you on edge at the end, waiting for the next one, which will bridge between this and the first Alien, which they still haven't made. They made Alien Romulus, but that's set between Alien 1 and Alien 2. So a little bit annoying. They could have just made the film that bridges these two together, but they didn't do that. They made Romulus instead. But this is a really good 4K as well, if that helps. I don't know if I would go as far as to say it was as good looking as Prometheus, but it's probably because there's a lot of stuff in Prometheus that is like landscapey and open areas and stuff like this. A lot of this is more inside and inside spaceships and inside places that are on the planet that they go to. So there's a lot less stuff that's outside with loads of open area shots and stuff like that. So it's probably why it's not as mind-blowing, because it's more an inside-ly looking film. But that being said, it is still a very good looking 4K disc, so another one that's up there. And of course we have Alien, the first one, the original, one of the two that people enjoy the most, I think, out of the franchise. For a film shot in 1979, this looks absolutely incredible in 4K. I was very surprised how good this actually looks. There's not really a lot I could say that would be disappointing about this. I really like the film, and I really like how it looks. On the disc here you get the theatrical version and the director's cut, so you can see both versions of the film, both in 4K as well, which you don't get on Disney Plus. On Disney Plus you can only see the theatrical version, so if you want to see the director's cut in 4K, this is the way, probably the only way. But yeah, I really enjoy this film. It's really good. It's not got too dated, if that makes sense. It's not one of those films that you watch now and you're like, oh, these special effects are a bit old. There are parts towards the end where you see the puppet just moving along in a bit of a dodgy way towards the end there, but it's probably the only part where you're like, oh, that looks a bit strange, but it's fine. It's still an incredible film, and it's really good. Which basically is the same thing, but Aliens, I've done a review for this on my channel already, so I'm not going to go too much into this one. I'll just say there is a review for this and an unboxing for this actually on my channel already, so you scroll down. It was only released last year, so it was one of the James Cameron films that was released last year that everyone got upset about because they didn't do it the way they wanted. But you know, it's up to James Cameron how to do it really, isn't it? So, and then we move on to Romulus. Alien 3 and Alien 4 on 4K. Apparently they're coming to 4K, but I don't know if I believe that, to be fair. Alien 3 is directed by David Fincher, sort of. I know he left the project several times and they didn't do anything that he wanted, so it's not really, it's kind of directed by him but not. But he hates that film, so he's not going to go near it to restore it. So whether or not it actually gets a 4K restoration, I don't know. And the fourth one, I just don't know. I don't really know much about the fourth one. No one really liked it anyway. But yeah, so Alien Romulus, I really enjoyed this. It's nothing like a computer making you jump at the beginning of the film there. Visually, this film looks amazing. I mean, obviously it was filmed last year or the year before, recently. But yeah, there are a few things that they do in this film that was a bit like, you didn't really need to do that. Bringing actors back from the dead to play characters, I didn't think was a very tasteful / a very good idea. And plus it didn't look that great either. They also bring back some of the classic lines from older Alien films, and I didn't really think they needed to do that either. The film is basically a 2-hour homage to the first Alien and the second Alien, or Aliens as you might put it. So there is that side to it, if you like that kind of thing. It has got a lot of references and homages to those two films. But yeah, besides that, it is its own film, it is its own story. it's its own setting. They do go back to things to do with the first Alien, because obviously it's set in between the first one and the second one, but all in all, I quite enjoyed it. I wasn't really expecting much from it going in, and came out being not disappointed when I saw it in the cinema, so there's that. Like I said, 4K wise, it looks amazing, so if you're looking at the 4K side of it, it's definitely worth getting just for the 4K side of it. And the sound, this has got Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos, so that's two things to get excited about as well. But yeah, it's definitely worth getting and adding to the collection, especially if you've collected all of the other ones. It makes sense to get this as well, really, doesn't it? So that's all the Alien stuff that I'm going to talk about today. I might do a Predator video at some point too, because technically they're in the same universe, but I didn't include them in this video because there's 4 of them as well, and I've already got 4 or 5 films that I'm talking about there, so I just left it at that, because otherwise you'd have had an extremely long video, and who wants to watch an extremely long video with someone saying the same thing 9 times in a row? Anyway, I think I'm going to go now. Don't forget about the link to my book in the description. Get on that, that'd be really nice. But I'm off now, so if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'm going to fuck off. Okay? Goodbye.